Hello, Beez Bladers! Welcome back and welcome newcomers to the channel. I have two new knives from CJRB. They're both the same model. It was just released. This is the CJRB Resource. Would you look at them? Just look at them. This is two of the three colors that were just released. You could get the stonewash or you could get the PVD coated blade. They have the green, the blue, and they have a red G10. All three versions are rocking the AR RPM 9 steel. And you know what? While we have them on the table, let's do this real quick. From tip to tip, it's 9.1 inches overall. Your blade is 4.16 inches. Yeah, you heard me. Your sharpen length, 4 inches. These bad boys weigh 5.98 ounces. There's some excellent texture up here on the G10. And while we're up here, let me give you a little bit of texture vision. Everybody likes a little texture vision. And would you believe T8 hardware? That's what I'm talking about. T8s all around, except for your pocket clip, which are T6s. And look at this. It's a reversible pocket clip. This is a working man's or working woman's, a working person's knife. And oh, okay, before I get too ahead of myself, let's go from one end down to the other. Here's an example of that stonewash. Would you look at it? You have a full length fuller, and this is usable for the reverse flick. I'll show you that here in just a second. It does not have a sharpening choil, so that would be a nitpick. It does have a captive pivot, thank you very much, and it has ceramic ball bearings, which is always very nice. Disassembly is a breeze on this knife. I disassembled it from the show side. The show side? Now, I don't know if that's because they put the pivot in one way or the other, but when I took mine apart, it was from the show side. And going back up to the scale, there is one thing to note. The edges right here are 90 degrees. There is no chamfering or rounding off at the top of the edges of this knife. It does have some big old jimps that give you a mild amount of grippage. And did I mention that this is 5.98 ounces? I don't remember if I did or not. I was like, you got to show them both knives. Here's a look at the PVD coated version. There's that side. There's this side. This is a Dirk Pinkerton design. It does have a large lanyard hole. You could put a rope or a big old lanyard through that puppy. Both of these came absolutely solid, left and right, up and down, no play at all. They both have good lockup. They both are centered, so there's no issues with the fit or the finish, other than if you consider the finish part, the fact that these are a little sharp, not sharp as in bad sharp, but they're very noticeable on the ergos. Let's see if it'll cut a piece of paper. Ooh, yeah, look at that. Ooh, oh yeah. Ooh, yeah. All right, how about this one? Ooh, okay, they came very sharp. I mean, very nice edges on both of these knives. Here's what it looks like between the Spyderco Paramilitary 2 and the Ontario Rat version 1. Yeah, it is not a small one at all. Now I'm gonna put two more up here. How about the Off-Grid Knives Stinger XL? And of course, you know, we gotta have the QSP Penguin, because everybody should have a Penguin, right? This would be a great knife to carry if you like a large knife, or if you have larger hands, or if you just like big knives in general. My hand is 4 inches from here to here, 3.5 from here to here, and from the bottom of my palm to the tip of my middle finger is 7.25. And yeah, look at this. I have plenty of handle room. And when I'm giving it the bee squeeze, I am feeling all four of these edges on the handle. And you know what? I do have an excellent grip. There's plenty of room. This is just enough of a hump that it's not bothering me whatsoever. No hot spots other than the edges of the G10. And then holding it in the traditional fashion, the jimping does give me a slight amount of grippage. I love this tall blade. That is going to do a lot of slicing. Now let's check out the action. There's ample room for these thumb studs. It comes flying out with authority. It's very easy to reach. From the reverse side, I can kind of slowly flick it if I'm in the right position with my index finger, but it's not a preferred method. Then take again, you give me this knife and I've had it for a month, I'm gonna be flipping it in probably 3 or 4 different ways, but that's not the point of a knife, I get it. But the reverse flick, this is a very usable from the top all the way to the bottom. So the reverse flick is very possible. Now, one thing I will mention is your pass-through. You do have adequate pass-through. However, on the liner lock, you do have to really engage your thumb in there. You kind of have to dig a little bit to unlock it. So it's not the most comfortable in the world. It's not the most hateful in the world. world. I wouldn't consider this a fidgeter's dream. It's not a fidget knife. This is a no-frills work knife. It's comfortable other than the edges. Like I say, I keep bringing that up because that is something that's very noticeable. If I got this and that bothered me, I would get sandpaper and just kind of take those corners off just a little bit. Then I think I would enjoy it that much more. But for me, with this one for deployment, I'm primarily going to use the thumb stud as it's intended. I don't think I'm going to be doing a lot of reverse flicking on this unless I'm bored and I'm just trying to do a little fidgeting, because the fuller isn't the sharpest in the world, and I do find that I'm more comfortable coming down farther with my middle finger. But you can use that for a slow roll, and everybody loves a good slow roll when you're not in a hurry. You're just going to do a little swingy swing. So that works very well for the slow roll, reverse flick, and then of course your thumb studs work spectacular. So there is the CJRB Resource. Tell me, what do you think about it? Are you interested? Do you like large knives? Have you been like, hey, wait a minute, it's about freaking time these companies put out some knives that'll fit my hand? A lot of the knives that come through are in this smaller or the medium size range, and I do appreciate the use of a larger knife. I really feel like I could do more with it. It's extremely tough feeling. I would not feel guilty if I threw this in the back of the truck or threw this in the tailgate or use this cutting into stuff. It's just a very tough feeling knife. It's solid. It almost has a fixed blade type feel to it. If you haven't subscribed yet, make sure you subscribe so you don't miss out on the new knife content and everyday carry content, and you don't want to miss Beez Blades live at the Hive. Oh, right. Every Friday night, 8:15 to around 11:15 midnight Eastern time, we have a blast. We do giveaways. You just stop by. You'll see how much fun it is. But go watch this video. You're really going to enjoy that. And until I see you in the chats or the live streams or the comments on this video, remember, live life in the present, keep a Band-Aid handy, and don't cut yourself.